Hello everyone and welcome back to the Music Dungeon with me, mackplaysbanjo. We have a really interesting episode for you today here on the mackplaysbanjo show, continuing a little bit of a series because in the past we've reviewed a few lists of great banjo players. We reviewed the 9 greatest banjo players of all time on YouTube, and that list was terrible. We reviewed the 35 best banjo players of all time on YouTube, and that list was slightly less terrible, but still really bad. And today we're reviewing this YouTube video, the greatest banjo players of all time, Green Heart. And we're going to be seeing just how good this list is. Now this is the greatest players of all time, as compared to this video, which is 35 of the best banjo players. Is there a distinction between best and greatest? I think there is. The best player is simply the person who can play the banjo the best, right? No duh. That's going to be the person who can play the hardest material to the highest level. In short, the best players are all about just playing the instrument. Whereas I think there can be many great players who maybe weren't that good at playing the instrument comparatively, but can still be very great players because of how much they contributed to the instrument, meaning how many innovations they were responsible for. For example, Snuffy Jenkins, probably not the best player ever, but I would argue probably one of the greatest because he contributed so much to the instrument. Like without that guy, none of us would be playing it in the 3-finger style instead of that, terrible claw hammer thing. We'd all be stuck in bum ditties instead of rolls, and it's not a world any of us want to live in. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. But no, there are a lot of players that maybe weren't the best, but I would consider to be some of the greatest because of how much they influenced other players. Earl Scruggs may not have been the best technical player of all time, but he was undoubtedly the greatest. Anyways, with that in mind, let's check out this video, the greatest banjo players of all time. We'll do a little rating. It looks like they have quite a few on here, if these chapters are to be any indication. And let's get right into it. I better not get copyright striked for this music. Okay, who is Bernie Leadon? Number 42? Oh my gosh. These are the 42 greatest banjo players of all time. I'm unfamiliar with Bernie, so I can't really comment on that, but he is at the number 42 spot, so not that big of a deal. Doc Boggs, okay. I don't really know Doc Boggs' work, but I hear a lot of people talk about him. Also, it's kind of messed up that they have a picture of his tombstone. Are there no pictures of him living? Plenty of pictures of him. Look at this. Use this picture. It's a nice picture. Don't use his gravestone. Rhiannon Giddens, I don't really know anything about her. I haven't listened to much of her music, but I guess she's just in the 40 spot, so it's not a huge deal. Jim Mills should be way higher than the 39 spot, for sure. Super, super good player, very influential today as well, so he should definitely be higher than 39. Okay, Roscoe Holcomb, again, don't really know that much about him. I wouldn't put him higher than Jim Mills, for sure. Although maybe he's had some influence that I'm not familiar with. But I thought he was more of a singer, or, well, more known for his singing than his banjo playing. I could be wrong, though. I have no idea who Kit Evans is. There's also kind of an interesting picture of him. Is he playing with Legos? Should we check out who Kit Evans is? Yeah, I can't find any Kit Evans anywhere. So maybe this is Bill Evans. I have no idea. Doesn't really look like Bill Evans, but I don't know what to do here. Arthur Smith, at number 36, maybe. I mean, he helped write Dueling Banjos, I believe. So that was pretty important. Ben Eldridge, definitely. Reserve spot. Tony Furtado. Probably, yeah. Buck Trent. I wouldn't say Buck Trent should be on here. I mean, he was a fine picker, and he had some innovative stuff with his weird electric banjo. But I never hear anyone talking about him, like an actual good banjo player talking about him. So I'd kind of put him up there with, like, Roy Clark, where good player, really entertaining guy, but not one of the greatest banjo players of all time. Just not. Courtney Johnson definitely had some really cool, like melodic stuff. Very influential, probably underrated, honestly. But no, this is a good spot for him. Jerry Garcia. I mean, I know he played banjo, but he's not known for his banjo playing. Like, he was very much more influential on the guitar than banjo. Because I hear banjo players talking about being influenced by him, but it's always being influenced by his guitar stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't put him on here. Eric Weisberg. Yeah, probably. Why is he playing a guitar here? Is this even him? Is this a different person? They keep showing these people playing guitars instead of banjos. Like, you couldn't find pictures of them playing banjos. It's ridiculous. Eddie Peabody. I mean, I don't really know that much about the 4-string world, so I can't speak on how good or influential he was, but I don't know. I feel like we should maybe have a different list for 5 and 4-string players because they're really different instruments. So maybe he should just go on a 4-string list instead of the 5-string list. And this is Alan Shelton here, who definitely very good, very influential. Ah, yes, an acoustic guitar. Oh, Uncle Dave Macon. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't put him this high up. If Jim Mills is at 39, then why is Uncle Dave Macon at wherever we're at? Dwight Diller, clawhammer player. Again, number 26, that's really high. Charlie Poole. Don't really know that much about him. Again, all these people should be really, really good if Jim Mills is at 39. Maybe some of these people should have just been swapped back there and Jim Mills should be up here. It was just such a weird choice putting Jim back there. Larry McNeely, probably a good spot for him. Fun fact, if you know the Land of the Lost television show, all the banjo on there was played by none other than Larry McNeely. So yeah, if you want some really good television with no bad acting or corny special effects, go watch that. It has pretty good banjo playing. Snuffy Jenkins, definitely. Again, not the greatest player of all time from what we know, but super, super influential. I mean, he influenced Earl to a big degree. So that's, what else do you need to know? Who is Herb Peterson? And again, he's playing a guitar, so weird image choice. But I feel like this list just isn't a great ranked countdown. It's kind of a mismatch because I don't know. I don't even know who Herb Peterson is. So maybe he's really, really good and super influential and I just haven't run into him. But I've been playing banjo for a while and I've never even heard of this guy. So can he really be more influential than Snuffy Jenkins or better than Jim Mills? I feel like I would have heard about him if he is. I don't know though. Maybe I just have a blind spot. Pete Wernick. I would swap his spot with Snuffy probably, or maybe swap it with Jim. Eddie Adcock definitely deserves a spot here. Underrated player for sure. Yep, Pete Seeger. Okay, list is getting better. The world is healing. Okay, Abigail. No, I mean she's good, but I feel like her playing is pretty much just like a backup for her singing, right? I think the voice is the main focus of her music, and the banjo playing is really just accompaniment. So I don't know if she should be at number 18. She should probably be lower down on the list, I would say. John McEwen. Should be lower down for sure. Barney McKenna. An Irish tenor player, really, really good. But again, I feel like we should have separate lists for 5-string players and 4-string players. Because if you're opening up the 4-string players, like who are the greatest 4-string players, and trying to put them in this list, there's a whole list of 42 great 4-string tenor players that you can't fit in the same list as the 42 greatest 5-string players. So I feel like they should just have separate lists because they're totally different instruments. He's very good though, for sure. Allison. Not as good as Jim Mills. Not as influential as Snuffy Jenkins. So, should probably be further back in the list. In my personal opinion. Allison, please don't put a hit on me. Alan Mundy. Definitely. Deserved spot for sure. Ugh. Okay. Steve Martin. Steve Martin should not be on this list. Why? Is he a bad banjo player? No, he's a really good banjo player, but not one of the 40 greatest of all time. Steve Martin, kind of in the same boat as like Roy Clark, Buck Trent, competent players, really famous, but not like world-class good. And people will be like, oh, well, they play with all the best players. It's like, yeah, that's because they're independently famous. Steve Martin can play with whoever he wants because he's Steve Martin. If he was just a random dude that had that level of playing ability, he would not be playing on stage with all the greatest banjo players of all time. If you want to hear my whole argument on that, go check out my Billy Strings video. It's called like Being Good Won't Make You Famous or something like that. I'll link it. But yeah, Steve, as much as we love you, Steve, probably shouldn't be at number 13. And Steve would understand that because he's actually a good player who knows where he's at. He knows that there are players a lot better than him, and he seems to be a humble dude. Raymond Fairchild, again, should probably be back further on the list, but not a bad pick. John Hartford, definitely. Bill Keith should not be lower down the list. Bill Keith should be higher up on the list. Are there 9 players that are greater at playing banjo than Bill Keith? Really? That's a hard argument to make. So Bill should definitely be in the top 5 at least. Like at the very least. So I would put him higher up. String Bean. No, String Bean should not be on this list. Especially not at number 9. Again, good player. Was on a TV show, very famous. People think he's better than he is. He's not that good. At least not by today's standards. You know, back then you could be considered to be a really good player pretty easily. Nowadays, you have to be really, really good. People just get better and better at playing the instrument over time. You know, it's just like sports. You put the best sprinters today up against the best sprinters 100 years ago. The ones today are going to kill them because we just get better and better at things as a group over time. And nowadays there are probably thousands of banjo players who play banjo just as well or better than String Bean because we've just gotten better at it collectively. Not a great pick for number 9. Grandpa Jones, exact same thing as String Bean. Shouldn't be a number 8. Ralph Stanley. Yeah, that's probably a good spot for him. Man, really leaving him on screen for a long time. Why does he get 30 seconds on screen and every other player got like 3? Okay, Noam at number 6. I mean, I think he's probably the best player of all time. And like I talked about the first part of the video, there's a difference between best and greatest. Noam is probably best just from a technical skill aspect. He hasn't been as influential as a lot of the other guys just because he's young. His style hasn't really seeped into the vocabulary of banjo players as much as like Bela or Tony Trischka or someone like that. But it will. Give it time, you know. By the time that, you know, in the next 50 years, by the time that I'm old, he will be every bit as influential as like Bela or anyone else on this list. So at that point, he would be both probably the best player of all time, at least up to this point. There will probably be someone better than him in this generation, and his style will have seeped into the vocabulary. So I understand why he's at number 6 because he's so young right now. So probably a good spot, but he will get higher, probably getting into, you know, top 5, top 3, stuff like that. And Tony, this is a good spot. He's not one of the best players of all time for sure. He definitely has some limitations in his playing that a lot of other players don't have, but he's responsible for a lot of stylistic innovations. A lot of our vocabulary, it comes from Tony, and a lot of stuff that we don't even think about. And of course, he was a huge, huge influence on Bela Fleck, who has had even more innovations than Tony himself. So definitely a good spot here, number 5. Don Reno, absolutely. Good spot for him. good spot for him. You're at number 3. Okay. So 2 and 1 have to be Bela and Earl, right? So that has to be it. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Roy Clark. Why? Why'd they have to put Roy at number 2, guys? Come on. Roy Clark is not the second greatest banjo player of all time. He's not in the top 43 or whatever this video was. Roy was a fine intermediate player that played for millions of people and made tons of money doing it. That's awesome, but he's not one of the greatest banjo players of all time. Not even close. I should have seen this coming. I can't get away from this guy. Oh, wow. Okay, so is number 1 going to be Bela or Earl? I'm going to have big issues if either one of those guys is excluded from this list. Roy Clark. Okay, it's Earl, of course. Yeah, so no issues with Earl being at the number 1 spot, of course. But there's no Bela Fleck anywhere on the list, which is it's a slight issue. So overall, how good was the list? Well, it was a lot better than that stupid 9 best banjo players list. But it was still pretty bad. I mean, no Bela Fleck anywhere on there, which is kind of a big omission. A lot of other players that were excluded, too, that should have been on there. And a lot of just random players who probably shouldn't be on there or should be like at the very end. I don't know. Kind of a strange list. Not very good, but better than the top 9 one. I'll give it that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can go check out my other videos. You'll probably like those too. If you want to find some tabs for stuff that I play and like my shorts and stuff, you can find them on my Patreon. Most of the tabs on there are free, so you don't have to pay for them. You just have to join as a free member, and then you have access to all the tabs, so you can go check that out. Also, if you're looking for banjo lessons, you can contact me. I have some slots open. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.